Today, we're going to dive deep into the mind of an artist. That place of brilliant inspiration, but also frustrating struggle. We'll unpack the whole philosophy that really redefines what it even means to create. And to do that, we're going to be looking at the work of the poet Avalok to really understand this amazing, infinite journey. All right, let's kick things off with this really powerful idea from Avalok. This one line, it's our key to everything. It's saying that art isn't just about filling up a space, it's about opening a doorway to something boundless. So let's hang on to that idea of infinity as we go. So, where are we getting all this from? Our guide today is Versology, a collection of poems by Avalok. We're going to use these poems to basically piece together a map of the artist's mind. From that very first spark of an idea, all the way to this huge, surprising revelation about what it truly means to be a creator. So, where does it all begin? For any creator, it doesn't start with some grand, detailed plan. Nope, it starts with this fleeting, almost electric moment. Let's dig into where these ideas actually come from. You see, Avalok doesn't think of inspiration as something you can just summon whenever you want. It's much more like a wave. You have this tiny window of time to catch it, or it's gone. The whole point here is that it demands action, like right now. And that feeling, that urgency, that you gotta act before the wave is gone for good, well, it leads to this core mantra for any creator. It might sound a little harsh, but it's really born out of pure necessity. This piece of advice, which a friend gave to the poet, just slices through all the doubt and hesitation. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's perfect or if it's a paperback or an ebook. The simple act of putting the work out there is what gives it life. If you hesitate, you let it die. It's as simple as that. Yeah, but of course, grabbing that inspiration is never that simple, is it? The second you try to turn a beautiful idea into something real, the battle begins. You're fighting against your materials, against what other people say, and honestly, most of the time, you're fighting against yourself. So let's take the poem, The Whaling Ship. The vision in the artist's head is crystal clear. It's powerful, it's specific, a dramatic scene, oil on canvas. This is that perfect idea, that perfect wave of inspiration we were just talking about. But then reality hits, and it hits hard. Everything that could possibly go wrong does. The colors are off, the strokes are a mess, the light's all wrong, the perspective is just shoddy. It's that total collapse of the vision. That gut-wrenching feeling, that gap between the masterpiece in your head and the actual mess on the canvas. And in this moment of just pure, totally understandable frustration, the artist just gives up. The whole canvas gets painted black, the work is gone, erased. It feels like the struggle won. But did it really? And this is just brilliant. It shows you how resilient a creative idea actually is. You can destroy the canvas, sure, but you can't kill the vision. It just keeps living on, even in your dreams, waiting for another shot. The idea itself is way more durable than the physical art. And the struggle isn't always inside your own head. In the poem Drowning Logic, we see the battle against the outside critic. On one side, you've got this beautiful, metaphorical idea about a frog's journey. And on the other, you have cold, hard logic that just completely misses the point and kills the poem before it even has a chance to live. Okay, so if the creative journey is just jam-packed with all these internal and external struggles, how on earth does an artist survive it? Well, they develop a philosophy, a mindset that lets them navigate all that chaos. I write to no one. I go with the flow. This is really the heart of Avalok's whole philosophy. Just surrender. It's not about forcing an idea onto a page for some imaginary audience. It's about letting the ideas show up on their own. The artist's job is just to be there for the process. And here's the really crucial part. It's this radical removal of the ego. The artist isn't some grand creator dictating what everything means. Nope, they're more like a channel, a conduit. Their only job is to check the spelling and hit save, and just trust the process itself. In this philosophy, it goes all the way down to the tools of the trade. They're not just objects. A canvas becomes a site for bleeding, a place for emotional release. A palette holds a confluence of passions. But get a load of that last line. This whole process is still ruthless without pity. It's a beautiful path, for sure, but a demanding one. And to walk that ruthless path, you need a totally different kind of strength. It's not about being all serious and rigid. It's about having this playful wisdom, kind of like the god Ganesha, who just laughs at obstacles. It suggests that creativity really thrives when you have a little wit, a wink in the face of a challenge. So this whole journey, from that first spark, through the struggle, guided by this unique philosophy, it leads us to a final, really profound understanding. And it brings us right back to where we started, that idea of stretching inches to infinity. Get ready for this. In the poem, The Unfinished Art, we get this absolutely incredible scene. Yama, who is basically the personification of death, shows up and tells the artist, "Hey, your time on Earth is over." And the artist's plea's so simple, so relatable. I mean, we all have things we want to finish, right? It's just this very human response. I'm not done yet. Just give me a little more time. And then, surprisingly, Death agrees. He grants an extension, but with one simple condition. I'll come back when you've finished the painting. Seems like a pretty fair deal, a temporary break. And then comes the punchline. The artist just laughs. Why? Because he knows the secret. He knows that deal isn't temporary, it's eternal. Art isn't some task you can just complete. It's a process that is, by its very nature, infinite. You never, ever truly finish. And that leaves us with this final thought. If there's no finish line, why even start in the first place? Well, maybe the purpose isn't about completion at all. Maybe it's in the act of creating itself, in the struggle, in the flow, and in the absolute joy of stretching those few canvas inches toward infinity, forever.